Hi there, it's Linda G. Robert. You're back in the groove again, coach, your travel only travel agent, as well as your travel coach. Now, I've got another great trip to tell you about. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Ireland, right? So there's a lot of different places you can visit in Ireland, but this one is a walking tour. Now, let's take a look at some of the highlights from this tour. Peaceful, beautiful walks in the southwest corner of Ireland. Killarney National Park, Ireland's oldest protected wilderness with Ireland's only herd of wild red deer. You're also going to see some beautiful views of glistening lakes and rugged mountains, and imagine walking there and seeing it and being in the present moment. Nothing like that. It is going to be a fantastic trip for you. Now there's 7 nights hotel, 2 hotel accommodations, right? And a mixture of different types of accommodations. And of course, what's included? Standard transfers at the start and end of your trip. Of course, luggage between transfers, because what they do is it's a small group trip. You'll be shuttled by a small van, and of course, the suitcases are going to be transferred with you from hotel to hotel. You're going to be walking to the different starts of the walk on days 2, 3, and 6 to ensure that you see the best areas. So 6 days of walking. Let's take a look at this. On day 2, walking 21 kilometers, day 3, 18 kilometers, day 4, 15 kilometers, day 5, 12 kilometers, day 6, 27 kilometers, and day 7, 25 kilometers. So if you love walking like I do, this is for you. Of course, at Exodus, we believe in the power of responsible travel. And every time you travel, you're part of that global movement that creates jobs and builds more sustainable society. So this is what you want to consider. Now, let's take a look at the specific itinerary. You're going to be arriving in Killarney. Of course, that is on day 1. Well, you'll be greeted by your leader. Now, you're going to be then going to day 2. You're going to be staying at a near B&B, a bed and breakfast. Breakfast is included here. On day 3, you'll be driven a short distance to the starting point of that walk. So sometimes you'll be brought over to the beginning point of the walk. Now, in this case, breakfast is also included as well. Now, on day 3, let's take a look at day 3. You're going to be continuing from the town of Waterville. You'll walk around above the coast to reach the village of Daniel. Here, breakfast is also included. Now, I'm just going to scroll down to day 7 here. You're going to start your walk from your accommodation, and you're going to be going to Killarney National Park. So you'll be walking most of the time. Breakfasts are included in this meal. Let's take a look at some of the essential information. Is this trip for you? Keeping in mind that the average daily distance on move-on days is 22 kilometers a day. You'll be walking for 6 days, and it is on well-marked trails. You want to keep that in mind because that's really important. You don't have to get lost. The terrain at times, though, can be a little muddy, and there might be some rocky sections, so you still need to have a fairly good balance if you're planning on doing some walking. We are recommending walking boots and poles. I know when I travel, I always bring my poles with me because you just never know, you might need them with you. Now, it is a self-guided trip for those who prefer to walk independently, but with our assistance, that's with Exodus's assistance, to take the stress out of the logistics and planning. So in this particular case, they arrange your accommodations, they provide you with a map and with route notes so that you can walk at your own pace, and your bags are being transported from one hotel to the next. Of course, the rep will be there to meet you, and will be on call during the whole trip should you need that. But it is a self-guided walk, which means you won't have a guide with you that walks with you. You'll be walking on your own. There's no group and no leader. So if you want to go in a small group, well, this is when you can get some family members to go with you, some friends to go with you. Otherwise, you will be on your own. Now, if you take a look at some of the dates here, let's take a look at some of the dates. You'll notice that there are some dates in September and lots of dates in September. Let's take a look at more departures. October, and then it jumps from October 2024, it jumps to April 2025. That's because the conditions aren't always the best in November and December and so on. So you want to plan that accordingly. Now you'll notice too that there is a supplement. You will be more than likely booked with someone in your room, right? So that means that on these dates, you're not going to be the only one walking. There are going to be other people walking with you, but they may be on a group on their own, or they may be solo travelers as well. But on these particular dates, you'll know. So if you are walking with people on these particular dates, that means that at night, during the accommodations portion of the trip, you will be met with someone. Now, if you want your own room, this is where you can see the optional single supplement. Now, let's take a look at some of the accommodations. All right, let's take a look at some of the accommodations. Check this out. And you're going to be staying in a mix of friendly bed and breakfasts. Of course, remember, Ireland is so friendly. So you're going to get the hospitality of Irish people. You can't get better than that. Beautiful location. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to show you some different pictures here to tantalize you as you're considering your trip. See how here they are marked, the trails are marked. So you will be safe. You will be safe. You won't be alone on the trip. Remember, there might not be a guide, but you will have other people walking with you if you want that. Now, if you want to bring some friends and family members with you, it's best to book it as a small group. Let me know so that I can make sure that we have enough room for everybody on that particular trip. Now, this trip doesn't include the flights, right? So there are different prices. Let's take a look at that again. You'll notice that depending on where you're going, for example, in August, right now, this is the price. And the price pretty well stays the same, except in April. You'll notice here there's a slight jump from April to October, and then it remains the same. So you choose when you want to travel. Know that it would be a little bit more expensive in the spring as it would be in the fall. Now, I'm going to share my screen with you here again. I always encourage you to subscribe to my newsletter, and you can do that by going to my website, lrobert.travelonly.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and this is where you're going to subscribe to my website. Now, one thing I want to show you, this is new. So let's click this up, open, and let's pretend you want to go to Kerry Way in Ireland. What will it say? Kerry Way gives you an overview. Yes, it's my new AI assistant. Woo! How exciting is that? Make your way to my website, check out the AI assistant, and have fun with it. So I've typed in Kerry Way in Ireland, gives you an overview, gives you the link, gives you some key attractions which you will be seeing on some of the trips that I've suggested to you. Best time to visit, April to June or September to October, because the weather is mild and there are fewer tourists. And how about a few words? Few words in Irish. Few Irish words. Thank you. Some of the locals, goodbye, slan, or please, leave do doyle. So you can also check out some of the common Irish phrases by using my AI. Again, what a way to check it out. Why not, right? So start planning your holiday. Of course, when you're ready to book, you give me a call, or you can also send me a message at lrobert@travelonly.com. I am looking forward to helping you get back in your groove again, to travel and to plan your vacation with you. This is a great itinerary. I highly suggest it.